Hello, welcome everybody. Sammy here, and I'm excited to do a reading with you. And I just want to say, and we'll play the sound bowl and talk a little bit about the stars and the sky. Welcome, hi. One of my favorite people's here. Actually, my favorite. Anyway, where were we? I'm blushing. Hi, love. So today's going to be a short reading because tonight I have a date with the love of my life and my beautiful fiance, and we're going to go for a sunset walk. And so tonight is going to be because she's so amazing, and we're gonna walk. So I lose my mind. I'm so in love. I'm gonna stop talking about that now. But what I'm gonna talk about is that we're here to do some tarot cards. We're here to play the sound bowl, and normally I'll be on here longer and come on a bit later at night to read cards for everyone who's here. But for tonight, it's just a short one, and so we'll pick back up from there. So welcome, and it's so good to see you. We'll play the bowl and take a moment to breathe and then talk. Okay, I invite you to join me. We are made of sound, we are waves of vibration. We are made of sound, and so we sing in celebration. So got the cards here, and just say a quick word about the heavenly stars. Right now, the moon has just moved into Scorpio from Libra. So within the past hour, so we just entered Scorpio moon. So we've got 2 days of that mysterious, rich, deep, exciting, intense, emotional, spiritual energy shining down on us from the moon. And something that's pretty cool is that right now the moon will be for the next couple of days directly across, opposite the sky, 180 degrees from Uranus. Abby! Oh, I'm so glad you made it. It's so good to see you. I'm glad you're here. So tonight we're meeting a little bit earlier, and we're going to do a reading, and then we'll be back on for our longer reading tomorrow. But tonight I have a date with my fiance, so we're going to take a sunset walk. So I'm very excited for that. And I was just saying how the moon has just moved from Libra and balance and justice and beauty and communication into Scorpio for the next couple of days, which, you know, the deepness and the transformation and the emotionality and the going into the deepest, darkest places, and then emerging transformed with all of this spiritual wisdom and intensity and passion and sensitivity and fierceness. So we've got that Scorpio energy, and right now, as the moon moves through Scorpio, the moon will be directly across the sky. So the moon's at like up here, maybe at like, you know, the 1 o'clock position, and then at like the 7 o'clock position on the other side of the planet is Uranus. And right now that planet happens to be in Taurus, but what's more important is that planet is what represents individuality and uniqueness, and maybe being a bit eccentric, but being original and being ahead of things, figuring things out before other people get to it, and in that gap of time being maybe looked at as sort of weird or crazy or whatever it is. So, oh, thanks for waving. So basically, as the moon passes through Scorpio, all of the Scorpio transformation and emotionality and looking at anything that might be taboo and being really curious and exploratory around like things like the life cycle or sexuality or even money and things like that. All of that is going to be heightened by this power of Uranus to make us be even more original and creative and be willing to be looked at as different and be willing to be outside of the norm. So that's what's happening for the next couple of days. And right now also on the horizon is we're about to move into Aries rising, because it's that is right, I think. Yeah, because it's sunset, and so we'll be across from got the sun over there in Virgo, about to go into Libra, and from there we will have the Aries rising as we pass into the evening and the sun's going down. So without further ado, the cards. And as I shuffle, it's great to take a few deep breaths and maybe think about what might be going on for you in this moment, what's going great for you, what would you like to tap into more or feel more as you go forth into the evening between now and tomorrow night when we will meet again. And as I was talking about Scorpio and the originality, and then we still have Leo in Venus in Leo, my rambling about my love at the beginning of the video tonight, I think that's kind of very, very much aligned with those planets, because I just am bursting with it and I need to share about it, and it doesn't matter if it comes out funny, because what matters is the message, and the message is love. Okay, let's pull a couple cards. One. Welcome back. Two. And three. Okay, let's look at card number one. The King of Swords. Master of thought, idea, communication. And on the top of this king's throne, there's a butterfly up there. So butterflies are a symbol. Yes, I'm on early today, and at the beginning I was just talking about how normally I'll be coming on later, but tonight I have a date with my love, and so we're moving things up a little bit. But one thing I really want to work on is having more of a schedule, and so maybe there will be like one day a week where it's a little bit earlier if we're going to be doing something out and about, and then the rest of the days might be a different time, but I will keep you up to date, and I'm going to post about it. So yeah. And also tonight's going to be a little bit shorter, but we'll be back to the longer one tomorrow and pulling cards and everything, about everything. Okay. So, yeah, the butterfly that's on top of the throne here, we were just talking about how the moon's in Scorpio for the next 2 days, and that's actually funny because it kind of looks like two crescent moons around the butterfly holding it. So that's very much the moon and Scorpio being together, which is that transformation and caterpillar to butterfly, and also how growth comes from diving into whatever might be hidden. So got the King of Swords, mastery of communication. Next, the Hierophant. We've been seeing you a lot lately. So this one we were talking about the other day, about spirituality and balance, and how this is a very kind of Libra card and also touches into Mars. And so right now we still have Mars in Aries. We have, and then we're about to go into Libra season. So, oh, you're a Scorpio. So Afi, the next 2 days for you, you've got the moon in your sign. You've got like heightened emotionality maybe. You might be more sensitive. You might have some deep feelings, but also you might have a lot of epiphanies, or you might be able to see things a little more clearly and feel them a little more deeply. So that's amazing. And so yeah, Libra season's coming up, and that's about balance and also beauty, and then when I see the Hierophant, I also think of that authoritativeness of Mars, and we have Mars in Aries where it is very at home. So I think that it's going to be a Libra season that's influenced by that fieriness, because the communication and the beauty and the justice is supported by that directness and that fiery action. So far we've got two regal masters, one of language and communication and thought, one of spiritual matters, and the third card, the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands can be looked at a couple different ways if you look at this card. So it's a fire card, and you have these 5 people that are standing in a field, and it clearly looks like there's some kind of challenge that they're going through, but they look like they're all on the same team. Hey Robin, welcome. So good to have you here. I said a little bit at the beginning, I'm not usually going to be on this early, but tonight I have a date with my love, and so it's going to be a bit of a shorter reading, but tomorrow we'll be back to the longer one, and we'll pull cards for everybody, and I'm going to have a more set schedule soon so that like we can all be available for each other. Okay, so this was our third card, and this third card, the Five of Wands, the people might be sort of struggling to figure out what they're doing with these wands, if they're building something, but they're clearly not fighting against each other. It really looks to me like they're trying to figure out how to hold everything, how to balance everything, and so it to me is a card that's like, okay, sometimes there might be challenges of how to do something, especially maybe how to do something that involves others or involves different parts of yourself. If you're trying to get something done or figure something out that requires pulling together something that may be... Brooklyn, welcome. So good to see you. Thank you for coming tonight. I was just saying that tonight's a little bit shorter and a little bit earlier than usual, but tomorrow we'll be back to pulling cards for everybody who's here and a longer reading. So I'm sorry if this one is a little bit, if we don't have time tonight to pull cards for everybody, but good to see you. And so we were talking about this card, the Five of Wands, about how there might be things to do that involve pulling from different parts of, I'll speak for myself, different abilities. I might have some strengths and some weaknesses that I'm trying to wrangle together to get something done, but it might not always be easy at first, but the fire is there, the passion is there, and oh, that's your daughter. Ah, that's amazing. Nice to meet you. I love it that you guys are both here. It's so nice to meet you. I've heard such good things, and congratulations, and on being wait, let's see. I think I remember what you said about, anyway, on the clock, but we'll talk more tomorrow. So yeah, pulling together the different strengths and harnessing that fiery energy that's about action and doing things. And so they're doing it, they're on the ground, they're not sitting there looking at the pile of sticks talking about how they're going to do it. That would be like an air energy. They're not crying or screaming or about what's going on. They're not in their emotions, and they're also not slowly, methodically doing it in a grounded way. It's the fire way of doing it, which is jumping in and figuring it out as you go. And so if there's something like that in your life where it's kind of like there's maybe this energy to just do it and figure it out, I think this card is supportive of that sometimes that's the only way to figure things out, even if there's some tension and clumsiness and setbacks, but it's still going to work out and the cooperation is there. And so here are 3 cards for the night. There's a mastery of communication, there's new ideas coming through, and that the new ideas thing is kind of like we were talking about how the moon for the next 2 days is in Scorpio, and it's opposite the sky, directly across the sky from Uranus in Taurus. And so that gives us an extra boost of being original and creating, willing to be seen as different or eccentric or weird, because maybe you're tapping into something that isn't fully understood or accepted yet, which is a very Scorpio energy. So the Scorpio and Uranus across from each other, I think for the next 2 days, it's all about being willing to be original and being willing to be weird, if that's what it seems like. But if you're following your instincts the way a Scorpio can do by going down into those depths, then you're in good shape. And to just keep taking action, even if it's a little bit unwieldy, but that it will yield results and the pieces will come together. So I'm sorry to not be doing readings for everybody tonight, but I'll be back doing them tomorrow, and I will be sharing a more concrete schedule soon. And thanks for being here. I'll play a little bit of sound and then it will be ta-ta for now. And if you want to take a few deep breaths with me, we can breathe together. Inhaling, hold, release, 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 release. Hold, inhale,